And Murdo, Shearer Walker is the strike force, former players in club football but inexperienced in internationals.
It's strange when you look at last season, we had so many good strikers getting left out the side because McCoist has been in form, or Jess or Booth, and now with McCoist injured, Jess and Booth maybe off form slightly just now. We're playing two players up front. It's maybe got 2 caps, 3 caps between them. And it's very difficult for them to blend first time together.
OK, thanks very much indeed. Let's head now to the Olympic Stadium in Helsinki. There's the Scotland bench. The team's lining up as we join our commentary team of Billy McNeil and Jock Brown.
A stadium which is barely a quarter full, I reckon. Perhaps only 12 or 13,000 fans inside the stadium. But conditions perfect for the start of the match. It's cool overhead. There's a breeze blowing across the pitch. The surface is good and the two sides ready to go. Around 700 Scottish fans here. They've made themselves heard at the start of the match, and it will be Finland to kick off in a vital European Championship qualifier. And instantly a survey of the Scottish side sorts out what tactical formation is being deployed. And it does look as though Alan McLaren has been given a man-marking role on the Finnish danger man Jari Litmanen. That's Colin Henry's first challenge of the match. Free kick has been given by the Polish referee to Scotland. So the early interest, Billy, centring on the Scottish formation.
That's right. Well, it would suggest that Alan McLaren's going to be given that responsible role, and if Litmanen's form and Holland's end to go by, it's a very important one.
A good catch there by Petri Jokinen, the Finnish goalkeeper. Free kick has been given by the Polish referee, and some time since Scotland played under the control of a Polish referee. The last time was in November 1989 when Mikael Liskovic refereed the 1-1 draw at Hampden against Norway, which saw Scotland qualify for Italia 90. Very clumsy tackle there from the rear by Paul McStay. The victim is Rantanen. Rami Rantanen, 25-year-old wide midfield player.
It was an awkward challenge. I think Paul just got caught on the wrong side of him, and not an awful lot of serious stuff there.
So the free kick pumped in high, but too long for the Finnish forwards. Miksu Patalainen, of course, a major threat for these balls. Andy Gorham back in the side, earning his 30th cap. McKimmie playing it long. The challenge there came from Kanerva. Duncan Shearer moving wide there to receive the pass. So the Scots operating with Levine and Henry, marking the two strikers for Finland, who are Helm and Patalainen. Patalainen playing straight through the middle. Stays pass, looking for a return there from McKimmie. That was McAllister well forward. Space on the right for Suominen. Busy little player, wide on the right-hand side of the midfield. Litmanen's instant pass, the tackle came from Boyd. Here's Litmanen again. Playing off the front two for Finland. Rantanen playing it in. Stay calming things down and centre of the field for Scotland. McKimmie playing that rather hopefully forward. Certainly not the kind of lofted pass, I reckon, that the Scots will be looking to make too often this match, with two huge centre-backs playing for Finland. So some hoots of derision there for the clearance made by Stuart McKimmie, giving the throw to Finland. So the settling in process at this stage in the match for the Scots. No real hostility, it must be said, coming from the stands around the Olympic Stadium. Henry, commanding fashion, getting up for that. McKimmie again, looking for Shearer, this time on the ground. He's challenged from the rear, heavily by Purolainen. And that's a kind of tackle which was outlawed by the World Cup directives, which should still be in force here. So Colin Henry with that bandage, the temple there, with some stitches that are cut there from the league match with Blackburn Rovers. Shearer couldn't get to that. The tackle came from McLaren with his foot up and showing the studs. An instant free kick given against Scotland. So McLaren being allowed to push forward into the midfield area to follow Litmanen. Clearly seems the danger man. That's good running there by Helm. Running straight into Henry, and the free kick's been given in a very dangerous position. Well, Colin Henry appeared to be a little unfortunate there. He's shaking his head, and I have some sympathy with that view. Helm appeared to run right into him.
That's right. The only disturbing thing for me, I can't see an awful lot in the foul. I think the centre forward made it there, but just a little bit slack at the back there we were.
Henry did lift his boot, I must confess, which made it look worse. Henry's on the goal line beside Andy Gorham now. Litmanen is a major threat from here, renowned for set pieces in this sort of area. Henry has now pushed forward to join the wall, which has been carefully constructed here. A little bit of bumping and barging there, Patalainen and McLaren. And some relief without question for the Scots. There is Litmanen's effort, goes well over the top, but Andy Gorham will be pleased, I think, with the way in which that wall was constructed. Litmanen the danger man. Only 3 international goals though in 34 appearances. Still only 23 years old, and 26 goals for Ajax last season. Collins wide on the touchline. That's Boyd. The Scots trying to keep the ball on the ground. Still no evidence of Andy Walker involved as yet. No service coming through for him. Gary McAllister still not involved as a midfield playmaker. Notoriously slow starter McAllister though. Space here on the left for Heinola. Target in the air is Patalainen. Covering player is Tom Boyd, showing his confidence in Gorham's ability on the ground. This is McStay. Taking out Collins. Boyd breaks outside, and that's great running by Boyd. Suominen facing him. Cleared there by the fullback Mäkelä. That was encouraging work from the Scots, breaking very swiftly. Switch of play from McStay to Collins with Boyd overlapping. Very much a Celtic move. 4 Celtic players in the starting lineup. Very strange atmosphere though, Billy, for an international match.
Well, there certainly doesn't seem to be a lot of interest from the Finnish side. It is quiet, but that won't harm us in any way. Looking at it, the midfield have started quite confident from there, and I think it's obvious we're going to need Tom Boyd's run from the back and Stuart McKimmy's run from the back to give us that little bit of width.
So danger without question. The ball's in the air for the front 2 for Finland. Helm and Patalainen, but here's a chance on the break for Walker. His first real involvement in the play. Collins helped it on for McAllister. McKimmy. Collins takes over. Good movement there ahead from Walker. Tackle, a strong one by Hurulainen, and giving, or Canova rather, who made the tackle, giving the throw to Scotland. Looking for McAllister. This is Shearer. Well, Collins was racing in. That was aimed for McLaren. Clumsy collision there involving Shearer and Litmanen. And the Finnish crowd not at all happy about that treatment of their hero. Jari Litmanen, the biggest cheer of the night when his name was announced to the crowd before the match.
I think it was one of these unfortunate challenges. I don't think there was any intent there.
So the measure build up from the Finns. Jani Mäkelä is the right back. He was fouled by Collins, so this is trouble I think for John Collins. A yellow card is shown. Tommy Lindholm, the Finnish manager, on the track. That's a bad start for Collins, booked so early in the match. A little bit of over-enthusiasm there from the Scotland midfield player. Levine with Patalainen. And once again, Patalainen causing trouble in the air for the Scottish defence. So this is Henry, and McAllister coming deep, demanding the ball. Good cross running up front from the strikers. The target there is McKimmie. And very well headed away by Canada. Lindberg, that was obvious, and McAllister cut it off. Well, McAllister appeared to be impeded. Boyd takes over, trying to use his pace on the outside. The free kick goes against Tom Boyd, but Yanni Makela trying to escort that behind for the goal kick. Must have expected some pressure to be applied. Well, the free kick being taken a long way off that byline where the incident happened. It was Patalainen again. This time the Levine drops off, losing there initially to Suominen, but recovering quickly. Levine winning his 14th cap as a captain. Helm, Ari Helm, his 81st international. Record for the Finns. There's Collins. Now Lidmanen, that's for Helm. Cross goes McLaren. Some very determined play though by Helm and Lidmanen. Patalainen about to make a run for a long throw, I think, here. No, a short run preferred. Lidmanen found some space. That's Levine's clearance. So the Finns playing with an orthodox back four. 4 in the middle, 2 up front, but Lidmanen given licence to wander from his midfield area. Walker to McAllister, delightful play there from McAllister. McKimmie at right back, space to come forward. Scots retaining possession here. McKimmie's made a run right up the right hand side. McAllister switching play towards Shearer, who was flagged offside when the pass was released. A free kick it is to Finland just outside the area. Gally McAllister complaining about the movement up front. McAllister's 29th international, made his debut in April 1990 against East Germany at Hamden. Good play by McStay, very determined. This is Walker. Holding it up well. This is Collins. Fine tackle there by Makela. 23-year-old fullback. This is Boyd. Shearer remaining on the penalty spot here. Walker comes across to take possession. Shearer still available for the cross ball. That's why he's there. A bit of wrestling inside the area there. Shearer complaining to the Polish referee that his jersey was being held, but complaining in vain. So the Scots now trying to apply some pressure. Plenty of movement ahead here. This was Walker. Short with a pass from McAllister. Patalainen's pass finds Suominen. That was Lidmanen. Now Makela. Careless pass there. McLaren's challenge forced the error. Good header that by Boyd. Shearer in possession. He has Collins through the middle. Walker waits at the edge of the area. Good running again by Boyd. Cross deflected. And the free kick's been given for the challenge on the keeper. Andy Walker causing problems for goalkeeper Jakinen. No ill will though between the players.
Here we see the cross into the middle, but it's just that little bit near the goalkeeper. But the build-up was interesting there because we're getting good support from the back. Tommy Boyd is prepared to break forward. We saw Stuart McKimmie earlier on doing similar. And the midfield players look as though they're confident. And if we can get enough with the ball, I think they can cause a problem for the Finns.
Good recovery there by Levine after standing in the ball to lose possession initially. There's McKimmie, now Walker trying to chest that into the path of Shearer. Covering player with the full-back Makela. Well, Andy Walker and Duncan Shearer both starting international matches for the first time. Hoping to forge a partnership. Tommy Lindholm, very much a student of the game, looking on there. Heather away, giving the throw again to Scotland. Stay well forward that time. That's Walker. Now McKimmie making for the byline, but Rantanen made a good challenge. That's McLaren down for Walker. It's back inside. There was Collins, challenged well by Suominen. It was good defending by the Finns in the end. Litmanen's clearance. That's Henry. Trying to give possession here to McAllister. He couldn't make it. Good opening there created by the Scots. Suominen made a very important challenge inside the area. Little number 6. And Alan McLaren's appearance in the penalty box made the difference to that move, giving Walker the chance to send over the cross. Well, Scotland certainly prepared to throw players forward here. Patalainen's header under pressure from Boyd. Back it goes to Andy Gorham. Henry and Levine, the central defensive partnership. Now Boyd. Good running there by Walker, off his marker. Challenged strongly though by Canova. That's fine play by Helm. Turning away from Henry. Suominen to his full-back there. McKillop and Levine with that unorthodox clearance completes it with a header. Lindberg. Led forward by Urulainen and much too long for his forwards. Well, the aerial attack seems to be the favoured route for the Finns, Billy.
Well, that's right, and we know only too well that Patalainen's got that ability to cause problems in the air. What I think we've got to be very careful of watching is Litmanen's runs from midfield, and this is where Alan McLaren becomes essentially important. He can't be careless. He's got to be aware of the fact that he's going to desert his midfield post and get up amongst his forwards. And obviously they'll be putting that ball in there, hoping a flick from Patalainen will open the door for him.
McAllister there trying to break through the middle after linking well with McStay. Strong running there by Rantanen, and Stuart McKimmie irate there because he thinks that Rantanen took a dive when he saw the ball going out for a throw.
I think it was just a jumble of legs there. I can understand his frustration, but it's not a lot to worry about giving away free kicks in those areas as long as they're not near the box anywhere.
So Rantanen with a chance to flight this into the penalty area where Helm and Patalainen are the major threats. None of the big men from the back have come up for this. Patalainen helping it on there with Suominen. He's in behind Collins. Moment of anxiety there for the Scottish defence. Kim Suominen, a 24-year-old right midfield player who has made an impact in the proceedings already.
Well, that's right. Again, it's Patalainen who causes the problem, gets in front. Now, we know his ability there, and John Collins has caught just a little bit ball watching there and allows the player to get in behind him, but we've got to be a bit more dependable than that.
Litman in the playmaker role. There's no offside here. Makela, the fullback, making for the byline. An enterprising attack though from the Finns. Jari Makela, the young fullback, willing to go forward. And Litmanen at the moment content to stay in midfield and play passes like this.
Again, it's into that area in behind John Collins, and Tom Boyd's just straight just a little bit forward, but doesn't quite get there to make the crossing post.
Walker challenged from the rear there again by Urulainen, his marker. Very much a catch-weight contest that. Big, strapping central defender. Acknowledging the free kick. McAllister fighting the ball played short forward like that. Forward there by Lindberg to Patalainen, that's Helm. Now Litmanen. Lindberg again. Rantanen's pass cut off by Henry. It's good play by McKimmie. McAllister, here's Collins. Once again, Boyd provides the option on the left. The dummy there attempted by Walker. Collins in a tangle with Suominen. Here's Boyd again. Collins outside him this time. Then skying back very effectively in defence. Here's Andy Walker. Now Boyd. Feels the other handball, but clearly the ball struck the man. Here's McAllister, he wants it back. Trying to go through a gap here. Litmanen breaks. Forced to go back to his goalkeeper, Jääkkönen. It's confident play by the Finns. Here's Litmanen, they use his keeper again. Prefers to play it inside there for Hurulainen. Nice pass there by the big defender. McStay trying to punish Finland straight away with that pass to Collins. And Walker sent spinning there by Hurulainen, the big defender. No complaint from Walker. Walker with Collins again. The offside flag is up. Well, that happens so frequently. Polish referee. So the momentum of that attack breaks down for Scotland. Overall, Billy, the opening 20 minutes, what's your feeling about the Scottish performance?
Well, I think it's encouraging because it's obvious when we get the ball in midfield that we do have the support coming on either side, and Tom Boyd in particular is prepared to get forward, and we've seen him get up there and put a little bit of pressure on the Finns at the back. They don't look all that convincing, but I think what is important is that we concentrate very much at the back and don't give them a break by letting them in there.
The pass from Walker intended there for Collins. Still Scotland enjoying possession here. McKimmie, his old teammate Patalainen put him under pressure. Here he is in possession now. Patalainen to Litmanen. Paul McStay took a knock in that move. He's back rather limping. Target there again, Patalainen. He's cut on well by Levine. Now Henry. Walker's glanced header intended for Shearer. Good tucking in there by fullback Mäkelä. Now McAllister. Good play by McStay. Got a call clearly from McLaren. Collins again offering width on the left. Confident play in that triangle on the left. McLaren, Collins, Boyd. Ambitious pass that, but Collins still has possession. Now Boyd. Angling the ball across there as McStay made a run. That's good play by Collins again. Very patient play by the Scots. Not accepting a temptation just to play balls aimlessly in the air, but they did play one in there on the ground aimlessly. John Collins. It's Patalainen. Litmanen having to hurry with a pass for Rantanen. Plenty of movement now for the Finns. They're getting players forward here. One of them is Heinola, the fullback. Henry's commanding header. Now Lindberg. Once again, it's Henry who steps in. Rantanen under pressure there from Shearer, who did well backtracking for Scotland defensively. Back with Hurulainen. Well, the big defender's touch with his passes not too convincing. Good call there from Gorham. Told Boyd exactly what was required. Shearer, well, I think that was clever play by Shearer. Invited Canova into that rash challenge. Free kick's been given to Scotland. Now Henry, for the first time in the match virtually, is up for the attack. McAllister over the set piece. Again, Scotland preferring the low route forward. That's a good pass. Here's Collins. Henry at full stretch. Another good invented move though from the Scots. So Meenan had to hurry there, and an offside decision is given against Scotland as the ball came back forward. It's a free kick to Finland. But some good invented play again on the left, Billy.
Very much, because John Collins and Tom Boyd obviously understand each other's play, and they're very confidently getting in there. That wasn't all that far away, and it's that type of thing that we need. We possibly need somebody to prepare to attack the ball just that little bit more when it's coming across from either side.
Hanover with the free kick. Levine and Pantalainen both missed the ball. Pantalainen complaining, he was fouled by Levine. Both players are pushing rather fiercely. Goal taken quickly. Here's Tom Boyd reacting to a call from Henry. Switch the point of the build-up. McStay. Both McStay and Collins giving width to Scotland in midfield, allowing McLaren to continue his defensive chore in that area. McAllister right in the middle as they create a playmaker. Here's Boyd. Just enough on the pass there for the chest of McLaren. Kimmy takes the pass, forward goes McStay. The throw given to Finland. So signs with its third question at this stage that the Scots are looking to win the game, getting players forward as frequently as they can. Now they're in trouble. Henry slipped, allowing Rantanen to come forward. Well, he had options inside. He had Pantalainen, Suominen chose to have the shot at Andy Goram, which certainly didn't trouble the Scotland goalkeeper.
No, it's a good position to find himself in. If you see the other side of the defence here, a ball across would have caused us all sorts of problems. He elected to go for the shot, which didn't trouble Goram at all. We just got off the hook just a little bit there.
All the result of a slip by Colin Henry. Levine's pass, trying to measure that for Collins. An athletic clearance though by Jani Mäkelä, 23-year-old fullback. Here's Collins with a shot. Well, he had more time, I think, than he realised there. Could have gone forward a couple of yards.
Yeah, it's a nice lay down in front of him there. Yes, he could have been a bit more adventurous and advanced into the box there, but he's certainly finding areas that he can get in behind the Finns, and he started very comfortably and very well, very encouragingly.
There's Rantanen with Lundberg. Tackle came from McLaren initially, helped by McKimmie. Lundberg to Mäkelä. Forced to hurry there, Suominen by Boyd. Careless pass by McLaren, whose distribution certainly has been a little bit awry so far in the match, especially from the midfield area he's operating in. Mäkelä came off the head of Pantalainen, so a throw to Scotland. Pantalainen has played for this country 41 times before this match. Scorer of 8 goals. This is Colin Henry. Ideally lay on there for Purulainen. Back it comes from McKimmie to give some time here, perhaps for Goram to start again through Levine. Boyd seen one of the ball in the first half. This is McAllister. And now Henry. That was for Walker. Fiercely challenged from the rear. But fairly, says the referee. Mäkelä's pass. That's Pantalainen. Running into McStay. Here's McLaren. That's a good pass. Collins. Boyd sprinting forward. Using the decoy this time by Collins. That's Walker's pass. And a careless one at that. A race on here. Levine with Helm. Well, Gorham showing again how accomplished he is with the ball at his feet. McAllister making time and space there for Levine. Here's Boyd. McAllister demanding the ball again. Wants to be at the heart of everything. There's the 1-2 with McLaren. Then runs into trouble. Lindbergh did well. So did McLaren though. Big stay. Now McKimmie. Stay again. This is McLaren. Good interpassing now in midfield from the Scots. Stay using Boyd. Collins right on the touchline again. Stay's pass measured for Boyd. It's a fine cross there. Shearer! It's the opening goal for Scotland. Shearer had been injured in the process, but the goal has been given. Attention being allowed for the centre forward, and you can see the damage there on the marking Finnish player, but it was a magnificent goal from Duncan Shearer, beautifully engineered. There is anxiety about his condition here.
Yeah, we see Tommy Boyd makes a magnificent, puts a magnificent ball in the middle there, and Duncan Shearer doing what he does so very well. What a great start for us, but it's been coming. There we see the initial pass, eliminating the Finnish defenders. Tommy Boyd's been very powerful down that left-hand side. Good ball into Mirren, and there's Duncan Shearer. Oh, marvellous start, brilliant.
Oh, Shearer caught by Heinola, who came across to cover. He's back on his feet. Gets a rousing welcome from the Scottish supporters. Scotland have gone ahead after 29 minutes of the match, and it was a superbly engineered goal. Some great interpassing in midfield, and then an outstanding pass from Paul McStay releasing Tom Boyd. There's going to have to be a change though made by Finland. The cut head on Heinola means an alteration there, and they're bringing on Erik Holmgren, 29-year-old, very experienced. It's his 54th international appearance. Well, Duncan Shearer in the side to demonstrate his goal-scoring abilities. He's already scored for his country in Holland in May. Came very close in Austria. Had only played half an hour of international football before this match. Now effectively, in 1 hour of international play, he scored twice, and that's a very impressive return from the Aberdeen striker. With instructions there, his team talking to Litmanen. Some alterations made, I suspect. Craig Brown also reacting. He's on his feet too in the Scottish dugout with instructions. Tom Boyd heads away, but Tom Boyd having big match at left back for Scotland so far. A very important attacking weapon on the left back for Scotland, linking with John Collins so well. Foul throw given against Makela. Well, an ideal start for the Scots, getting ahead with just over half an hour now on the clock. Also likely to spread some belief among the players. Off goes Boyd again. That pass is misjudged slightly by Collins.
Yeah, he's really enjoying the game, Tommy Boyd, and really it's his runs, his determined runs down that left-hand side that have opened the way for us, but he's been very positive, and we've got to accept that the midfield are confident when they're in possession, and they've made some good passes to him.
Well, McLaren going across there, thumping that away. And I suspect that the instruction from Tommy Lindholm was to Litmanen to push further forward. That might make McLaren operate in a more familiar area. Alan McLaren, the marker. It's his 13th international. Made his debut in the Mile High Stadium in Denver against the United States 2.5 years ago. A 1-0 win for Scotland against the USA. This is Litmanen with McLaren. No way through there. Strong play by McLaren. This is McAllister. Closed down very rapidly by Suominen. That's a feature of his play. Little midfield player. 22nd international. 24 years old. Makela above Walker. Well, Billy, you have to feel now that Scotland can believe that they can play football against this Finnish side and make some progress.
Well, that's right. Just before the goal, I was about to say that I think we should just try and step up the pace a little bit, because we had started nice and comfortably, but we needed the next stage, the next step, and Tommy Boyd up there supplied it for us. But you've got to compliment Duncan Shearer, because he's not really had an awful lot of touches in the game, but when he got the chance, he didn't have finish it.
Joe Levine again showing his confidence in Gorham. Not too keen in these long kickouts, Andy Gorham, these days with his injury history. Tries to avoid them when he can. Suominen well tackled by Boyd. The loose ball collected by Helm. There's Makela. Now Walker. Looking for Collins. Makela very alert, the young fullback. Henry getting up well to that, supported by Levine. Urulainen taking no chances there. John Collins putting him under pressure. There's Urulainen, 26-year-old, 13th international. 3 players in the back 4 as it started, playing for HJK in Finland. Heinola was the 3rd, but he now has gone off to be replaced by Holmgren. Here's Andy Walker. Appear to be a handball there, but not intentional. There's Boyd. Well, a very strong tackle there by Makela on Boyd. Showing due respect, I think, for Boyd's first half performance. That's Walker. Now Collins, the offside flag is up. Must have been very close indeed. Well, John Collins maturing in the Scotland jersey, his 19th cap. Levine towards Collins. Pumping tackle again by Makela. Colin Henry this time, slipping again. I wonder if he'll be looking at his footwear at half-time. Patalainen trying that ambitious effort. Not a bad one. Allowed to turn onto his stronger foot to test Andy Gorham. Now Miksu Patalainen well fired up for this match against players he knows so well.
That's right. What's concerned me just a little bit is that's twice we've seen Colin Henry now slip there, and both cases it's put us into a little bit of trouble. An ambitious effort from there, mind you.
That's McAllister. Collins again, seeing plenty of the ball. Walker flagged offside. That also must have been close, because he did try very hard to come back onside. Realised initially he was in trouble and tried to correct that, but the timing not quite right. Urulainen pumping it across the far side. McKimmie getting up, but it couldn't get to the ball. Rantanen trying the cross. Big Stay putting him under pressure. And Gorham comes to collect as Helm sends the ball across. Looking for the throw out all the time, Andy Gorham. Wants the build up to start from a deep position. Here's Walker. He's away from Urulainen. And Makela back. There was no real gap there for Walker. Got a bit of a break to get beyond Urulainen and his marker. So here's Petri Jääkkönen, the goalkeeper. Boyd's header was aimed for Collins. McLaren going in very bravely as Litmanen lifted his boot there. Free kick's been given against Litmanen for dangerous play. Handshake there between the 2 players, Litmanen and McLaren, just out of your picture. It was encouraging to see. Boyd again wants possession. Collins playing it forward. That was McAllister. McLaren. Levine playing it long, and too long for Walker. So we've now played 37.5 minutes of the first half in the Olympic Stadium in Helsinki. Scotland leading by 1-0. But here's Harry Helm trying to change that. Rantanen with the early cross. Levine reacted swiftly. Lindberg did well. Litmanen. Holmgren coming forward, the first real touch of the ball he's had. And the pass was struck a little too firmly for Rantanen. He looks at him quizzically. Scotland have the throw, and we're entering a phase in the match, the closing stages of the first half, when Scotland will be very determined, I'm sure, not to give away this advantage provided by Duncan Shearer. Stay playing it long. Here's Walker in behind Kanerva. Support arriving in the middle now. Shearer's there, Collins is there. Walker holding it up, looking for options. One of them was McAllister, and he is offside. Made a lot of ground there, Gary McAllister. Tommy Lindholm checks his watch. It'll tell him there are just over 6 minutes remaining in the first half. McAllister talking to the referee there, asking the question about the offside decision. So the Finns now trying to come forward through Rantanen, and a careless pass there. Well, while I'm suggesting here, Billy, that it would be good for Scotland to cling to the lead, a second at this stage would surely put Scotland well in the driving seat.
Well, I think we're well capable of that. They haven't really tested us. What we've got to eliminate from our play is any carelessness, and we've got to have lots of concentration, particularly at the back. But we certainly are confident enough in midfield, and we've seen those incisive breaks that Tom Boyd's prepared to make. And you know, I do feel that we're confident enough and playing well enough that we could go on and get a second.
There's been some terrific play again. Here's Duncan Shearer. The kind of chance he normally takes. And once again, beautifully created by the Scots from midfield.
Yeah, John Collins sends over a delightful cross here. It looks as though Duncan Shearer's onto it. Takes it, but doesn't perhaps hit it as well as he would want, but certainly a real golden opportunity.
And again, an opportunity which was a direct result of some superb football from the middle of the field. Free kick to Scotland, the forward Shearer, he takes it very swiftly. Here's McAllister looking for a shooting chance. Trying to find Walker ahead, now he has possession from McKimmy's pass, but once again the flag is up for offside. And the Finns want to make another substitution. That's very interesting indeed. Tommy Lindholm clearly not happy with the way the game is going. He wants to make another change. He wants to bring on Petri Järvinen, who plays his football in Germany for Mannheim. The attention of the referee has not yet been drawn to that. The UEFA official waiting for the moment to make another change. McAllister's header. Collins, once again Boyd. This is Shearer. McAllister. Collins. The angled cross, looking for Walker. Can he get this back across goal? He's down the corner. And another fine piece of flowing play here. No. The referee has given the goal kick. It looked as though the linesman initially had flagged for a corner kick, but now the substitution will be made. Finnish manager Tommy Lindholm putting on Järvinen instead of Rantanen. So that's a direct replacement. Wide left midfield for wide left midfield. Petri Järvinen plays for Waldorf Mannheim. His 25th international, the scorer of 4 goals for his country. Rantanen, ball breaking off him rather clumsily. The throw goes to Scotland. 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Demi steps in. He took a knock just a moment ago, so he was quite happy to play that out for the throw. All the Finnish fans who Certainly not too noisy at the beginning, gone quieter the way the game is going. Well, that's good control on the left. Helm coming inside. Scottish defence grouping round him. Here goes Boyd again. So quick in the break. Can he keep the ball in play? Perhaps not. Tremendous engine, Tom Boyd, and showing he really has become revitalised this season. Back from Mäkelä to Jäkinen. The noise you hear coming principally from Scottish supporters inside the stadium. There's Levine. Again, wants to play football. Careless one by Gorham, he could suffer here. Well, supreme confidence shown by Gorham, and his left foot almost was misplaced. Now that may turn out to be a crucial moment.
Undoubtedly, because Helm's got the opportunity to advance into the box area. He's got Andy Gorham at his mercy, but he lets us off the hook because that shot was never going to test Andy Gorham. But again, we got off the hook. Just a little bit of carelessness there could have cost us dearly.
Well, the very carelessness that Billy McNeil's been referring to in the last little while. This is Litmanen, looking for space around the box, hooking over an excellent ball, and very good defending by McKimmie. Has to go again though. This time it's out by McLaren. Here's Suominen, turning well, and good backtracking work by Walker. The break is on with Collins. McLaren again. Well, he's penalised for the tackle. Showing real determination there. The victim was Lindberg. Free kick too far out, I think, for a direct shot at goal. There's the tackle, and there could be no complaint there from McLaren. We're into the final minute of the first half. Scotland this time having to face Kanerva, who's gone up, as has Purolainen. There's going to be an aerial bombardment here for the Scots. Duncan Shearer's going back as well. Boyd wins it. Litmanen shot. Well, I suppose you could have expected Tom Boyd to win that. The first half he's had, Billy.
Well, he certainly played very encouragingly in the first half, and really he's been very instrumental in putting us ahead. But you know, as I say, I think it's important that we consolidate what we've got. We don't allow them opportunities, and we certainly eliminate any carelessness.
Duncan Shearer using his strength there to hold off Purolainen. He's a big defender, doesn't seem to be too comfortable in possession. Cross here with Holmgren. Patalainen's dummy almost deceived Henry. McLaren to Levine. This is Boyd. Heather again there. Here's Patalainen. Boyd has to be quick here. Suominen behind him. There's no one over on the far side there for Finland. And McKimmie is confident enough there with the headed back pass. Past the 45-minute mark in the first half. A little bit of injury time when Haynor, the fullback, required attention after the Scottish goal. Collins getting up so well, fouled in the process, I reckon, but the advantage rule applied. Walker bundled down by some determined play at the back. Suominen. It's Patalainen inside. McAllister trying to put him under pressure. So too was McStay. This is Lindberg. Litmanen. That's why McLaren's on the field. Strong tackle in Litmanen, sharp and incisive. There's Collins, he spotted Shearer peeling off on the far side there. And a very good headed pass back by Holmgren, the experienced defender. As the half-time whistle goes, it's a very happy score from Finland. Scotland leading by 1-0. The scorer was Duncan Shearer in 29 minutes. And Billy, your overall thoughts?
Yeah, very encouraging, because we have had some midfield control, and those midfield players are in form just now. They've been able to pick out, such as Tommy Boyd in particular, going down that left-hand side, but John Collins as well has got in there, and we've had some good balls in from the wide position, and yes, it's been an encouraging first half.
And the McLaren decision to play him in midfield?
Well, we haven't seen Litmanen, and perhaps that's the best way to look at it, because he is a very important player for them, but we haven't seen him at all. Maybe that's down to Alan McLaren.
So the players going off here after a thoroughly satisfactory first half performance from Scotland. One alarming moment there, Andy Gorham's left-footed kick-out was cut off at the edge of the penalty area and Helm's shot had to be saved. But the goal was a collector's piece in 29 minutes. Great midfield play. Tom Boyd bursting clear in the left and Duncan Shearer with a brave header, giving Scotland a deserved lead. At half-time at the Olympic Stadium, Helsinki, it's Finland 0, Scotland 1. So Scotland start the second half in Helsinki, leading by 1-0, and there will be a lot of interest centred on what changes may have been made tactically by the Finns. They can't change personnel because they've already made their 2 changes in the first half through injuries, so there can't be any surprises from that point of view in the second half. There's a very strong tackle again by McLaren, and Duncan Shearer winning the ball there for Collins. Pass played a little bit too early for Duncan Shearer. It appears none the worse after that heavy head knock he sustained in scoring the opening goal in 29 minutes. Here goes McAllister. Stopped there by Uralainen. This is Andy Walker. He's led the line well. Hasn't been involved in the glamorous aspects of the match, but he's always been around to receive passes. And that's a corner kick at the start of the second half. Tom Boyd again getting well forward. That may answer the question about the Scottish approach to this second half, which I'm sure, like Billy McNeill, will be positive. Gary McAllister has gone across to take the corner. Levine has gone forward with Henry. Duncan Shearer hovering there around the 6-yard box. Played in by McAllister. Up goes Henry. He's well policed though all the way. Played long by Lindberg. That's a fine pass. The header aiming there to release the man breaking there from midfield. There was the replacement, Järvinen, who had gone forward very well indeed. Well, that's very neat play again by Lindberg. And the cover provided by McKinney. Still a shooting chance on here. Helm playing it across. Evidence again that there's some difficulty occasionally on the surface. There are 2 players slipping around. That was to Scotland's advantage that time. Here's Holmgren. Headed away by McLaren, who's still marking Litmanen. And Paul McStay won that. That's helped on by Walker. Deep ball forward by McAllister. This is Collins. He has Shearer on the left. Caught late by Lindberg, but Shearer in possession, advantage applied. That's into space for Paul McStay. It's good play again from the Scots. And Andy Walker was lining up there for an overhead volley. as the interception was made. A very good counter-attack by the Scots. They've won another corner.
Yeah, again, a good positive start. Good support coming from midfield. When the ball was laid back, John Collins was onto it. Good ball across to Paul McStay, and again, a good ball into middle, so it's a good positive start.
There's McAllister with the corner. The keeper is committed. It's a good punch, though. Suominen has space on the right to advance. Collins closes him off. Halts the progress. Makila's pass goes straight to Paul McStay. Outnumbered there by Helm and Lundberg in midfield. Littmanen now a chance to run at McLaren. Here's Suominen again. Järvinen staying well forward this time. Colin Henry launches that into the stand on the far side of the ground. No messing around there from the Scottish centre-half. There is evidence, though, that the Finns appear to have lifted the tempo a little for the second half. Clearly some strong words from their manager, Tommy Lindholm. Here's Makila with a throw. Makila again couldn't get to that in time. So a throw it is to Scotland over on the far side. Very happy, I think, to take a little bit of a sting out of the start of the second half. Here's Tom Boyd, who had that outstanding first half for Scotland at left back. Another throw here. So it looks as though the Scottish tactical formation, Billy, has not changed.
No, it's not changed dramatically. I would imagine that Craig will have asked his midfield to sit in that little bit tighter. Still give the support, but don't go crazy with it. You know, they've got to have a go at this, and I think they'll leave a gap or two at the back that we can exploit. And if we can get a second goal, certainly consolidate the positive first half.
Finns coming forward on the left with Holmgren. Stay with a cross to close him off. And Levine get up well to that. Chance is on here. It's blocked by Andy Gorham, and that may turn out to be crucial before the end. An instinctive save there. Patalainen right in the thick of the action inside the area.
Yeah, there's been a little concern with the balls in there, but Patalainen gets on that loose ball, but Andy Gorham stands up well, blocks with his knees.
And Gorham again under pressure, looking extremely calm. That error at the end of the first half has troubled him not one little bit, it would appear. It was remarkable in that whole incident. Gorham never at any stage went on the ground. Well, the Leicester goalkeeper is stand up as long as you can, and Gorham stood up throughout that attack by Finland. Maybe yet another vital save provided by Andy Gorham. I can tell you that Billy McKinlay and Stuart McCall have been warming up on the track below us. I wonder if there may be some alteration made before long in that respect from midfield. Free kick given there against Paul McStay for lifting his boot in that tackle. Well, that's a timely reminder to the Scots, and Craig Brown on his feet there. Instructions given to Gary McAllister, the captain. Well, without question, the best chance that the Finns have had in the match so far. Passed up by Mixu Patalainen. The referee gives a free kick there for that challenge on Järvinen, who's added a new dimension to the Finnish attack. He's playing a long way forward on the left. So they really are in a very attacking formation now, the Finns. Lundberg will take this free kick. Good one, angled in extremely effectively. McAllister is making the challenge. Canarvan, who went forward, held his head to that.
Yes, in an area where we've really got to look to see our centre backs being a bit more dominant, because they've got far too many headers in, and we can ill afford that.
Very big side, the Finns, trying to use that to advantage. It's McLaren looking there for Shearer. Just Colin Henry. Holmgren. Henry determined. A battle there, and he has a free kick, I think, for handball. Seemed to strike Järvinen. Tommy Lindholm was on the track with instructions for Järvinen in particular. A very animated Finnish manager. This obviously a match which he sees as absolutely crucial. That's a careless one by McKimmie. McLaren steps in after good work by McStay. McKimmie taken right out of the play by Holmgren. That's a booking, I'm sure. Yes, it's a booking for Erik Holmgren. It was fine play by McKimmie here as he tried to play the ball beyond the defender. Look at the way he was taken out of that with a flying arm. In fact, Holmgren, perhaps even fortunate, is only yellow.
Yeah, you can have no complaints about that one. It was a nice little bit of skill. Sure, McKimmie, he almost got past him, but the finish player can have no complaints there.
So Colin Henry has gone into the area again. Picked up by Hurulainen straight away, the biggest of the Finnish defenders. That's McAllister. Up goes Henry, couldn't get to that. In goes Collins. Levine is still there. Turned away by the little fullback Mäkelä. Scotland keeping the pressure on inside the Finnish penalty area. Colin Henry was trotting back though to the centre circle. Leaving the task to the orthodox strikers. Levine, though, is still among them. There he is, trying the head flick on. Well, Collins penalised there, or was it Levine for a bit of pushing? I think he was holding a man off, holding Mäkelä off as Collins came to the ball. Free kick to Finland. Littmanen's layoff. There's Lindberg. Two very neat and tidy players in the centre of midfield. Strong challenge by Boyd. That was Collins not getting a call there. He's complaining to his teammates. No one told him how much time he had to bring that down. It was Järvinen. Back with Kanerva. Shearer going to meet him. That's Levine. And now McLaren. Lucky that broke to Boyd. Collins. Hurulainen playing it through the middle where he finds space for Patalainen. Forced across the Scottish defence. Holmgren coming forward, that's a good ball. Ganava has Littmanen. Paul McStay did well, great play by McStay. Lucky though, the pass after interception, finished up for a throw. Littmanen not yet stamping his class on the game. He's taken a knock also. Helped on by Shearer. Here's Paul McStay. Good chest control and a fine pass. Shearer, McStay again. Releasing the ball early for Collins. Mäkelä goes across. Very quick and pacey. He certainly has had a tough match so far. Mäkelä, the fullback, with Collins and Boyd coming through and top of them so many times. There goes Levine. Collins trying a little nudge on. Mäkelä wins it well. There's Suominen. Helm came off his man well. That's a careless pass which McStay may reach for Scotland. Tackled firmly. It's a throw to Scotland. Remember, if you're just tuning in now, Scotland leading by 1-0 just after the 10-minute mark in the second half. The goal scored in 29 minutes by Duncan Shearer. Scottish bench. Littmanen's layoff, well read by Paul McStay, who looks very lively indeed. All he could do there was keep the ball in play. Led forward by Kanerva. Levine giving cover to Henry. McStay, little flick, finds Walker. Not quite get his touch in the match, Andy Walker. Always trying to make himself available to receive passes, but here's a gap now for Helm. Good runner on the far side. This is Suominen. Chance here for Finland. Good support from the right from Finland. They certainly have increased the tempo in the second half.
Well, they're certainly trying to get themselves back into the game, and here we see the final shot, but initially we're just a little bit slack at picking up at times when the ball's coming into those areas, and I think obviously we see there that Colin Henry and Craig Levine are having a word with each other, but they've got to get together, they've got to step onto players, not give them time to turn, and the Finns are collecting balls in that 35-yard area just where they're not being contested. It's given them the opportunity to turn around and pick other players out.
The latest movement from the bench below us is Ian Jess warming up. Shearer swept away by Kanerva. Patalainen showing enough of the ball there to Levine to allow the tackle to be made effectively. There's Collins. That was well read by Uralainen. Long ball forward though, straight to Andy Gorham. White top he's wearing, not dissimilar to the Finns. That's a long angle ball in the air for men like Uralainen to gobble up. Very few of these from Scotland in the first half. I'm sure it's not part of the plan for the second half. Good play by McStay, but he's being well challenged by Holmgren. Space here for Walker. Can he exploit it? He has Shearer ahead on the right, Boyd on the left. Here's Boyd with Makela. Can he get to the byline? He's certainly going to try. There's Walker. Completely missed his kick there inside the area. Now Boyd is caught well upfield. His powers of recovery being tested. Colin Henry's clearance again, a little bit casual. Holmgren touches the ball to Järvinen. This is Kanerva. Good play by Levine. Very strong tackling in there by the Finns. They're certainly well fired up for the second half. That's very neat play by Kanerva. Showing a lot of composure. Henry goes in with a tackle. And he's penalised for handball, but his legs appear to be pinned there by Helm. The referee certainly not thinking about a yellow card for that little spot of handball. Littman preparing himself for the free kick.
This is exactly the area where we had to tighten up, and in the last couple of minutes we've seen both Colin Henry and Craig Levine get out there, make challenges, and it's important they don't allow the Finns to get control of it and turn and goal there.
So more than 30 yards out, I can't really think that anyone will try to test Gorham from here, but well, you never know. Lindberg over the ball. All the big men are up. Danger for Scotland again. Headed away on third and one by Boyd. Walker beaten to that by Makela. Cross goes Boyd. He judged the bounce extremely well. Finding Andy Walker. There's no support inside for him. Not so keen on the ball arriving in the air, Walker. Now Boyd. Once again playing it in the air into that space beyond the right-hand side of the Finnish defence. Collins battling hard. Here's McAllister, who really hasn't got into this game in the second half the way Scotland would want, but Collins has. He's well tackled though by Kanerva. Claren in trouble there, a bit of a fankle. Lindberg finds Järvinen, who waits for Holmgren. 2 against 1. McKimmie holds them up well. Blocks the cross and gets help here from Paul McStay. Faint appeals for handball. Shearer taken from the back by Kanerva. That looked almost inevitable. That would be a foul. Craig Brown at his feet gesticulating to the referee about that tackle.
Well, it's a very hard tackle. Look how he comes straight in, no chance of getting the ball, takes a man. But interesting enough, just before that, it was Paul McStay once again mopped up. He's worked very hard to go back and help Stuart McKimmie there, and he's done some nice tidying up work.
Well, that certainly, in terms of FIFA directives, was one which surely merited a yellow card. Tackle from the back. Certainly curbs such activities again. Here's Helm, the captain. 81st International, making for the byline. Levine at full stretch. Strong defending. He's had a good match, Craig Levine. McAllister's header was a good one. Here's Paul McStay. It's beyond the defender, Holmgren for Shearer. Well, he's barged off the ball again by Kanerva. Now, the same player, the foul again. Shearer's making the point to the referee. McAllister asking, I think, what he has to do to be yellow carded.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, but I don't think that one's the one that was important. The one prior to that, when they took him from behind, I think that's when it might have been booked. But certainly it's important that we get those balls in. If they're going to give fouls away, it suits us quite nicely to have them in their area.
It's Canova there, an experienced international. It's his 50th cap today. There's McAllister, flighting in a good ball. Well won by Canova himself. McKimmie appeared to be nudged by Helm, still did well. That's McStay, taken right out of the play by Holmgren. Well, the referee, the Polish referee, has already made it clear he's not going to take a firm stance about these tackles, and that means they keep on coming.
Can't believe it. This one is a particularly, look at the hand going up there. You know, I just can't believe he gets away with that one. Certainly merited a yellow card.
Soft, weak refereeing, and certainly he'll be under pressure, I think, if he chooses to take a different view as the game goes on. Consistency always being sought. McAllister preferring it short. This is McKimmie. Plenty of movement ahead. Some of it came from McStay. Can he get to this? Well, held off as the ball went behind for the goal kick. The linesman indicating to the referee that Canova had done well to bulk McStay in his progress forward. Good match McStay's had in his 70th international. Henry was never reaching that before Helm. Yes, Collins. Well, could have been a free kick there too. Collins showing supreme confidence with his little bit of possession there. Here's Makela, past the line and coming short. Now Helm, shooting chance perhaps. Still Helm. Back with Litmanen. Space over on the far side for Makela. Dangerous attack this from the Finns. Boyd going to the byline with that very good tackle. His speed in the tongue was remarkable. There's going to be a change made by Scotland before long. It's Ian Jess who's being stripped for action. Makela works hard to win that corner. Now, I know the Scots have done a lot of work preparing to defend corner kicks against the Finns, who are very dangerous in this position. Suominen going to take it. Come off the head of Boyd initially. That was Patalainen. And the snatch shot under severe pressure came from Holmgren. The Scots relieved to see that behind for the goal kick. Now the alteration is going to be made, I think, by Scotland.
They've got this height advantage when it comes to corner kicks and free kicks here, but we crowd the area, we ensure that he doesn't get a clear strike at goals. But it's important that we defend in those situations. We wouldn't want to give anything away too easily.
Holmgren's clearance goes for a throw. That will allow Ian Jess to come on to win his 8th cap. Not clear from this position who's coming off, but it is Andy Walker, who's found the going very tough in this international match. Walker always made himself available to receive passes, but found it difficult to make headway against these two very tough central defenders. So now Jess had a chance to demonstrate his ability. That's Shearer, and Urolainen takes no chances at all. Well, a chance I fancy that Ian Jess may relish this. Having a difficult time with his club and perhaps welcoming a change of scene here. That's him involved straight away. McLaren playing it in. Across the far side, the shot goes in and Scotland has scored through Collins. A magnificent first-time volley by John Collins. 20 minutes into the second half, Scotland go 2 ahead. And John Collins gets his 5th international goal.
Yeah, it's a nice little free kick. A poor clearance, but lovely strike with John Collins because he knows exactly what he wants. He scored 1 or 2 recently. If you watch him, he keeps his eye on the ball. Doesn't he try to hit it too hard, but make sure he gets a nice clean strike. Oh, that's a nice comfortable position we find ourselves in now.
Still no time for complacency. The Scots with that 2-goal cushion now. a third you would fancy would surely clinch the match, and let's hope that's the way the Scots view this. Here's McAllister, who hasn't had one of his dominant matches in midfield. He certainly has been carefully policed by Lundberg. There's no offside. Here's Jess, waiting in the middle. Collins and Shearer. A very good handling by Jakinen, committed himself early for that. Here's Suominen. Couldn't get the pass forward. McLaren was in the way, marking Litmanen again. It's not a glamorous chore McLaren has, but he's done it very diligently so far. Good header by Henry. The early ball released by McAllister, and Jess just mistimed that run. He was almost clear and onside. The flag was up though instantly.
That's something that's obviously been mentioned in the dressing room at half-time. But here we see the goal again. Good strike. Goalkeeper didn't look too impressive, but that doesn't worry us.
The thing that was quite significant again was Collins wasn't trying to blast the ball there. Content to get it on target. That's good play again from the Scots. No free kick given. Litmanen working hard to work the ball back. Collins with Lundberg. That's good play by McLaren, winning it tidily for McAllister. Boyd has gone sprinting forward on the left. The preferred pass though is Jess, who's given width to the Scottish attack. That's a very interesting alteration made by Craig Brown. He's put Jess on, and clearly he has some license to go moving around to the flanks up front. And that may help men like Paul McStay and John Collins. Billy?
Well, that's right. Certainly those two in particular, I feel, have had very good matches. They've been prepared to work hard in defence, but also to get up and support the attack. But you've always got to remember, when you're playing two front players, there's lots of work for them to do. Andy Walker and Shearer have worked hard. It's quite nice that you can put on a fresh pair of legs.
It's back with Kanerva for Finland. That's Boyd attacking the ball and winning possession again for Collins. Good play by Collins. He knew there was nobody ahead on the left to receive a pass. Here's Boyd. Well, that really was one which the Scots could have avoided rather easily. Andy Gorham playing a pass to Boyd, who was entitled to the feeling that he needs some time to recover after the runs he's just made. Good play by McAllister. That's McStay. McAllister again. Now Collins. Neat interplay by the Scots. The sort of work which tires out opposing teams. That was intended for Ian Jess. McLaren supporting well. That's McStay, and he was very well tackled there. Jakinen may prevent this going for a corner. Hard-working performance from McStay, showing total commitment. This time, Scottish central defenders backing off Patalainen, allowing him to head the ball on to them. Urolainen's head up. Shearer goes to try to win possession from Makela. The free kick goes against Shearer. Makela is very quick indeed, the young fullback. Shearer acknowledges the foul. This judgment there by Levine. He needed some help from McLaren, which came in very swiftly indeed. Makela up the line. Suominen helps it on. That was Helm. Tom Boyd plays it back to Andy Gorham. I think he'll be invited to play this one safe. Not the best kick out either, straight to Holmgren. It's Litmanen. Now Kanerva. Järvinen well beaten by McKimmie, who gets up very well indeed for one so short. That's well won again by Alan McLaren, who's not happy with his pass. Here comes Makela. Suominen on the right, a chance for a cross here. And McLaren was at full stretch there, marking Litmanen. Good play by Gorham, taking command of his penalty area. Well, that save that Gorham made from Patalainen early in the second half may well turn out to be absolutely crucial to the Scotland prospects here. Leading by 2-0. Here's Ian Jess, looking very lively indeed since he came on. Now McLaren coming forward. Shearer makes a run wide. He's caught offside. Good alert defending that. They realised exactly what Shearer was about.
I was going to make the point earlier on that the Finnish defence have come out to try and catch players offside, and just earlier Ian Jess made a run there, and it's obviously something that's been mentioned in the dressing room, and he tried to get in behind him. It wasn't all that far from succeeding.
Kanerva coming forward, looking for movement ahead. Shearer trying to help out at the back, but here's Holmgren. Good movement ahead. Patalainen, followed by Levine. Stood very close to him throughout the match. Concedes a corner kick. Now these corners are certainly troublesome. So much aerial power the Finns have. No question the Scots will have been warned not to give corners away needlessly. Little Jana Lundberg is across to take this. Another important moment in the match. There's Lundberg with the outswinger. Turned away inside the area by Jess, but more work to do perhaps. Another brave defensive header, this time by McLaren. Suominen having to play it all the way back to his goalkeeper Jäkinen. The Scots pushing towards the halfway line. That's McAllister, now Jess. McStay holding the ball. There was an offside danger there which has been averted. Here's McAllister playing it across that danger area. It's a very good ball. Shearer coming in on that, forcing Purolainen to concede the corner. Colin Henry is coming up for this. Levine staying back. A little bit of discretion being shown by the Scots to protect this 2-goal lead. John Collins with the in-swinger. Jäkinen comes for that. Strong, tall goalkeeper makes a good catch. The counter-attack launched there. McLaren made a heavy tackle in midfield there. An offside flag up against Collins. Helm was the victim of the tackle. He wasn't at all happy, having words with the referee. But Finland will have to settle for this free kick for offside. Kanerva will take. Stuart McCall being invited to warm up. Careless one by Kanerva. Possession back with Scotland, and I wonder if you think Stuart McCall's energy may help in the closing stages, Billy?
It may well be that Craig Brown feels that he wants to tighten up midfield-wise, but they look comfortable enough. I think the most important thing is that they don't get careless at the back and they keep the concentration, because we don't want to let them into the game in the last minutes. I mean, what's so hard to get in this league?
With a chance for Lundberg, and that's well struck. First real glimpse of goalie's hand in open play, and Andy Doran was equal to the task.
It's one of the few times we've seen him getting free there, but he hits a good shot, but it's not going to trouble our goalkeeper of Andy's.
And a flag up there against Duncan Shearer. Now that was a very doubtful decision from our position. Duncan Shearer just trying to play that offside line. The shot there from Litmanen, an awkward one which was moving in the air. Doran took no chances. There's Boyd. Collins. Chance now for McAllister to break. He has Jess inside him. Over on the far side is Paul McStay. He has Jess just ahead. Well, very good backtracking there by Järvinen. McStay just a little bit casual with the pass towards Jess. McAllister appeared to be caught there by Suominen, who chucked for the ball, but we have quarter of an hour remaining. Scotland leading by 2-0 as Litmanen tries to release Suominen, but against Tom Boyd's pace, that shouldn't be troublesome. Well, the pass back should always have played wide of the goal, and that was certainly the case for Boyd. Very clumsy tackle that by Kanerva. I wonder if the free kick's been given. Yes, it has, but is there a booking? Certainly not. Kanerva repeatedly fouling Scottish forwards. Hugh Allen checking, I think, to see if there's anyone requiring to come off, and Craig Levine is holding his thigh. Stuart Hill is the doctor, Eric Ferguson the physio, Hugh Allen also, all checking on Craig Levine. McKimmie sends it in. Easily popped up by Hurulainen, who fancies going for a run here. Litmanen takes over. Makela going forward. Collins goes to meet him. Here's Gary McAllister winning it back for Scotland. Collins. Is he on the throw? No, he hasn't been on the throw. The referee gives that the other way, although Makela appeared to be willing to give it to Collins. Well, a very difficult decision here to be taken, I think, by the Scotland manager, Craig Brown. Craig Levein has clearly damaged the thigh muscle. The medical staff are checking, but he clearly doesn't want to come off. Good ball in across there, despite Colin Henry's challenge, and then McKimmie turned it away. Well, Billy, what do you do when a player wants to stay on, but he appears to be handicapped?
That's a difficult decision to make, and obviously it would have to alter his lineup, because he would have to put Al McLaren back in there and Stuart McCall in that key midfield role.
Well, McCall is going to come on, but not until this attack is over. Ari Helm with a long throw, looking for Patalainen. Well attacked by the Scots. And the snapshot from the edge of the area again was by Litmanen. He's always hovering there, looking for that opportunity. Now the substitution will be made when the referee spots the fourth official. Now let's see the change being made. Yes, I think Levein is being withdrawn, as that ball played back to Litmanen shot over the bar. Well, this is a disappointing moment, because Craig Levein has played extremely well, and it does change the shape and formation of the side a little bit, but Stuart McCall will slot into that midfield area against Litmanen, I think, quite comfortably. It's a question of McLaren adjusting his work to replace Craig Levein, his clubmate. Here's Hurulainen. Very difficult decision to be taken. Levein was clearly willing to continue playing despite the handicap of that muscle injury. Boyd's clearance. Collins wins it for McCall. There's McStay. Ball barely reaching McKimmie, but he won it well. McStay to Collins. McStay again, almost through the gap. This is McCall. Scots trying to break that offside trap. John Collins with the player caught offside. Well, the Scots, I think, can expect a big effort from the Finns in the closing stages. Here's a careless one. And the clearance by Hurulainen. Couldn't make up his mind whether to try to stave that from going for a throw-in. Came off Ian Jess. The Scots substitutes now committed. Stuart McCall getting his 28th cap. This is Jess. Hurulainen is marking. He's made space well. Either way by Kanerva. That's McCall. Scots, I think, will keep possession here rather than play it hopefully into the area. That's for McCall to chase. Now McStay. That was for McAllister. Slightly overhit by McStay. McAllister's a long way to track back now, as Jakinen pumps the ball forward. Space here in the middle for Lindberg. McCall tries to get to him, puts him under enough pressure to make that mistake. Collins to Shearer. Little advantage applied here as Boyd breaks on the left. Support required in the middle. Only Jess is there at the moment. There's Jess. Trying to pull the ball across the face of the goal. Well, a lot of thought going into that. The Scots not thumping a hopeful ball in.
No, tremendous run once again with Tommy Boyd. It really made up some ground. Puts a good ball in here, and Ian just does very well. Makes himself a little bit of room. Defender stands up and doesn't give him the chance to get it into the middle, but he's looked lively since he came on.
And coming from a good piece of refereeing, an advantage rule applied there. Up goes Henry. Chance again is on. That's a corner. Colin Henry holds his head. He really believes he should have scored. And I reckon as far as chances go in international football for central defenders, Billy, that was a good one.
Well, that's right, and he's particularly good in the opposing box, and I'm surprised that he didn't finish that one. It certainly was a chance for him.
So McAllister again with a corner. A driven ball. That's Collins with a header, and taken one-handed initially by Yakinen. Trying to thump that away from Colin Henry, who's caught upfield. McKimmie at the back, winning it well. Turulainen's pass once again goes astray. The offside trap is sprung once more, but it hasn't worked this time. Good play by Shearer. Careless one from Paul McStay. It's a throw to Finland, which Lindberg, a busy little midfield player, will take. Helm sent spinning there by McKimmie. It's a free kick to Finland. So just about 8 minutes left for play as Lundberg takes this free kick. Colin Henry goes to meet it. Suominen wants the ball back in the danger area. Litmanen hounded here by McCall. Ball has gone out of play. The throw goes to Finland. He took it very quickly indeed without waiting to see what the referee decision might be. Boyd having to go again. A chance on here for Finland. Scrambled away by the Scottish defence. Here's Collins still trying to play football from that defensive position. He's on the throw. Very cool head at the back there, John Collins, but the Scots were scrambling somewhat after Boyd's slice clearance.
That's right, it is a scramble to clear it here, and it was nice to see John Collins keep his head, because he didn't want to just give the ball away. Might well have been better put out for a throw in initially, but certainly they've defended. When they've had to defend desperately, they've done it.
There's Ian Jess. Back with Boyd. That's one for Shearer to chase. Kanerva should be in command here. He's in trouble though, and forced to play the ball out for the throw. Again, the surface troublesome from time to time. Kanerva not the first player to go over when you least expected it. This is Jess. Back with McAllister. That's for Collins. Boyd, McAllister. And Makela playing it away. Some intricate football played by the Scots, working in very neat triangles, especially effective on the left. 12.18 There's Ian Jess. Showing a lot of confidence in possession, Jess. Having to work very hard though there, and losing out in the end to Lindberg. That's Patalainen, who's come off Alan McLaren, his marker. McLaren with Suominen. That's a throw to Scotland. The linesman changing hands with the flag. Collins helps it on. Turulainen accepts the throw. That's McLaren. Well, over the piece, I think Alan McLaren, Billy, can be pleased with his efforts tonight.
Well, that's right, there's a lot of pluses. It's been a good performance. It's always nice to start with a result, and it looks as though that we're entitled to think we're going to get a victory here. But they've worked very hard for it, just without performing brilliantly, but nevertheless they've been up to the task, and the midfield players in particular have been good.
The offside trap sprung, the Scottish attackers alive to it, all came back with the defenders. That's Jess, very good play. Well, he looks very much in the mood, Ian Jess, welcoming this opportunity to kickstart his international career again. McKimmie, McStay, McKimmie again. Brought down heavily there by Holmgren. But good positive play by McKimmie, prepared to take players on. So inside the closing 5 minutes, 2-0 to Scotland. Goals from Duncan Shearer and John Collins. Collins will take the free kick, or will it be McAllister? It's Collins. The run made by Duncan Shearer balked very effectively by the Finnish defence. Jäkinen launching the ball downfield. Henry going to meet that. Flaxen head, winning it again. Commanding figure in the centre of the defence. Here's McAllister and Collins. Tireless John Collins. He really has been involved so much in this match. Here's Jess, sidestepping his man, looking for McStay. Scotland will start again with Boyd. Here's Boyd once more. Well, he thought, I think, that may have been a Scotland throw. It wasn't. So the Finns have possession. I fancy Jäkinen will go for the long ball upfield again. This may be more work for Colin Henry. Well, it's to the flank for Tom Boyd to challenge. Here's Mäkelä. Awkward one, which was well won by McLaren. Kanerva. In goes Collins again. Made another very good interception. Mäkelä appears to have gone down with cramp. Put into space there for Litmanen, but McCall is there, shadowing him, taking over the McLaren role. And good play there by Colin Henry, turning it back to Gorham. Well, a lot of singing now coming from the small contingent of Scottish supporters. McCall giving some help there to Henry, but there was a foul on Patalainen. It's a free kick to Finland. Scots all going back to organise themselves in defence, still not looking to give any chink of sunlight to the Finnish hopes. Here's Holmgren. Always worrying moments, the high ball's in here. Henry again getting up well. This is Litmanen. Across to Lindberg. That was blocked by Paul McStay. A great personal suffering in the process, but not enough to stop him joining this Scottish attack once again. That's a fine pass. Here's Jess. Waits for help again. McStay gives the ball long for McAllister, just a shade too long. But more inventive play.
Well, that's right. McStay's been involved in most things. He's been very diligent working back, picking up things. That was an interesting ball because at this stage in the game I think it's more important that the ball's hit long, it goes out of play rather than give them possession.
Duncan Shearer had to backtrack there to remain onside as the pass was released by Jess. So the Aberdeen striking partnership trying to work together. Haven't had too many chances this season now that Billy Dodds has gone to Aberdeen. Here's Collins. Tom Boyd has come again. Back with McCall. I wonder if Boyd was wise to make that run at this stage in the play, but that's a good pass from McCall. Here's McKimmie. Boyd is able to go back in leisurely fashion. McAllister happy to keep the ball, I think. Now McKimmie. Possession so important. Back it goes to Andy Gorham. So time running out rapidly here. I make it just 1 minute left for play. Patalainen tackled there by McLaren. Up goes McCall, so determined. Collins breaks again. Can he cap another fine display for Scotland? This is Jess. McAllister making the angle. That was a loose pass by Jess. He's given Litmanen possession. McCall goes in with a tackle, but he's himself on the ground, which means Litmanen has space to collect the pass again from Järvinen. This is Lindberg. McKimmie with the intercepting header. We're into the final minute of the match, plus any stoppage time. There's been very little of that in this second half that I can recall. Here's Ari Helm. Attempting the long throw once again into the danger area. It goes. It's helped on. Henry under severe pressure. And he leaves it to Gorham in the end. And the final whistle goes. Scotland have won by 2-0. It's been a thoroughly satisfactory, impressive performance. He seldom looked in trouble, played some marvellous football in midfield. Billy, how do you rate the overall performance?
Well, that's right. I think it's been a very competent performance. Obviously, we will be tested more severely, but that's not important for the minute. The important thing is we've started with what could have been a very tricky away match. We've taken two points very comfortably and not lost any goals in the contest. It's been good. There have been some good personal performances too.